Let's look at this problem. Each day for 4 days, Linda traveled for an hour at a speed that resulted in her traveling 1 mile in an integer number of minutes. Each day after the first, her speed decreased so that the number of minutes to travel 1 mile increased by 5 minutes over the preceding day. Each of the 4 days, her distance traveled was also an integer number of miles. What was the total number of miles for the 4 trips? Alright, I think the hard part of this problem is how to convert it to the math problem. So let's see. There are a couple of key points here. One is that she has to travel an integer number of miles. And also we know that for each mile she traveled, it has to take her an integer number of minutes. And that's not only for the first day, and also for the following days, because each day after the first, the time it takes her to travel a minute will be 5 more minutes. We know that she traveled for an hour on each day. So let's convert the hour to number of minutes first. So that's 60 minutes for an hour. And let's assume the first day that it take her, let's say, X minutes to travel a mile. So X minutes for a mile. All right, so that's day 1. And what happened for day 2? Day 2, it has to be X plus 5, right? Because she gets slower and slower. And day 3 will be X plus 10. Each day is 5 more minutes per mile. And day 4, that'll be X plus 15. Good. And don't forget, she has to travel an integer number of miles each day. So 60 has to be a multiple of this X. So let's see, how many factors does 60 have? So 60 can be break down to, let's see, 2 times 3 times 5. Is that right? Yes. Okay, so in order to travel an integer number of miles on each day, this X and all the following numbers, X plus 5, X plus 10, and X plus 15, has to be a factor of 60. So can this X be 2? Or let's start from 1. Can this X be 1? Then X plus 5, that's fine. That's 6, right? 6 is a factor of 60. Then what about this one? That'll be 11. That's not a factor of 60. So X can't be 1. How about the 2? So that's 2. So that's 7. So that's wrong. Okay. Then how about 3? 3 is a factor of 60. And then X plus 5, that's 8. That's not good. 8 is not a factor of 60. How about a 4? And then this is 9. So that's not a factor. How about 5? So 5 and 10 and 15 and 20. Look at these numbers. They are all factors of 60. So this is a good choice. The minutes it requires to travel a mile on first day got to be 5. And then the second day it's 10 minutes per mile. And the third day 15 minutes. And the fourth day 20 minutes to travel a mile. Now let's calculate how many miles did she travel on each day. Then for 5, on the first day, 5 minutes for a mile. Then she has to travel 60 divided by 5, so that's 12 miles. And on second day, she traveled 60 divided by 10, that's 6 miles. And then 4 miles for day 3, and 3 miles for day 4. So these are the total number of miles that she traveled on each day. So that'll be, let's see how to do that. So these two gives a 10. Plus that is 22, then plus this, that gives 25. So she traveled a total of 25 miles for the 4 trips. So the bottom line is this problem is a divisibility problem. That means how to find a good factor for 60. You have to read this problem carefully so that you can build a proper math model for it. That's so much for this problem. If you like this video, please subscribe and thumb up. If you have questions, please comment.